What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the strangest stories coming out of the United States this weekend. Residents across parts of Massachusetts and New England suddenly heard a massive boom that rattled homes, shook windows, and left thousands of people asking the same question. What was that? At first, many people feared it was an earthquake. Others thought it could have been an explosion, military activity, or even something crashing from the sky. But as investigators and meteorologists began piecing together the evidence, a fascinating explanation started to emerge. And if the early findings are correct, this wasn't an earthquake at all. It may have been a meteor exploding high above New England. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share for more updates. Thanks. According to reports from across eastern Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and areas surrounding Boston, a powerful boom was heard and felt during the afternoon. Witnesses described buildings shaking. Some reported hearing what sounded like a huge explosion. Others said it felt like a pressure wave passing through their homes. Because so many people reported the event at the same time, the U.S. Geological Survey began receiving notifications from residents who believed they had experienced an earthquake. However, seismic data did not show evidence of an earthquake occurring in the area. That immediately pushed experts toward another possibility. Meteorologists examining satellite imagery noticed what appeared to be the signature of a bolide. A bolide is essentially a large meteor that explodes in Earth's atmosphere before reaching the ground. Several weather experts pointed to satellite data showing an unusual atmospheric flash east of Boston around the same time the boom was reported. The U.S. Geological Survey later stated that the widely felt sonic boom was likely caused by a suspected bolide, strengthening the meteor theory. The American Meteor Society also reported that a meteor approximately 3 feet wide may have been responsible for the event. If that assessment is accurate, the object likely entered Earth's atmosphere at extremely high speed, generating intense heat and pressure before exploding in the sky. That explosion would have produced a shock wave, and when that shock wave traveled through the atmosphere and reached the ground, people experienced what sounded like a massive explosion. In other words, the boom many residents heard may have been the sound of a meteor literally breaking apart above New England. That sounds like science fiction, but it's actually a real and documented phenomenon. For those wondering how a meteor can make a sound loud enough to shake homes, it comes down to sonic booms. A sonic boom occurs when an object travels faster than the speed of sound and creates powerful shock waves in the atmosphere. Most people associate sonic booms with military jets. However, meteors entering Earth's atmosphere often travel many times faster than fighter aircraft. When a larger meteor begins to fragment, the energy release can create an atmospheric explosion known as an air burst. The resulting shock wave can travel long distances and be heard by people on the ground as a thunderous boom. In some cases, the boom arrives several moments after observers see the fireball, because light travels much faster than sound. The answer is yes. And interestingly, something very similar happened just days earlier in South Carolina. Residents there also reported hearing a mysterious boom that many initially thought was an earthquake. The USGS later concluded that it was a sonic boom rather than seismic activity, and experts suspected a meteor air burst may have been responsible. New England itself has experienced meteor-related sonic booms before. Scientists have documented multiple cases over the years where atmospheric meteor explosions produce sound strong enough to be mistaken for earthquakes or explosions. One of the most famous examples worldwide was the 2013 Chelyabinsk meteor in Russia, where a meteor exploded in the atmosphere and generated a shockwave powerful enough to damage buildings and injure hundreds of people. The Massachusetts event appears far smaller, and authorities have reported no major injuries or damage connected to the boom. My personal opinion is that this story shows how incredible and unpredictable our planet's relationship with space really is. Think about it. Most of us go through our daily lives without thinking about the fact that Earth is constantly moving through a field of cosmic debris. Tiny meteors enter the atmosphere every day. Most burn up unnoticed. But occasionally one is large enough to remind millions of people that space isn't as far away as we think. What fascinates me most is how quickly social media reacts to these events. Within minutes, people were speculating about earthquakes, explosions, military tests, and every conspiracy imaginable. Meanwhile, scientists were quietly checking satellite data seismic records, and atmospheric measurements to figure out what actually happened. That's why verified information matters. The first explanation is not always the correct explanation. And in this case, the evidence increasingly points toward a meteor air burst rather than an earthquake or man-made event. So what caused a loud boom heard across Massachusetts and parts of New England? Based on the latest information from meteorologists, the U.S. Geological Survey, and the American Meteor Society, the leading explanation is a meteor or bolide that exploded high in the atmosphere and generated a powerful sonic boom. Investigators continue to review data, but at this moment there is no evidence of an earthquake and no indication of a major public safety threat. What do you think? Did you hear the boom? Would you have guessed it was a meteor? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breaking story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.